Welcome back everyone. The next Common Ground World competition is about to begin. This time we will be making candlesticks, and I'm going to quickly go over those competition details, and then I was shared a build that I was given permission to share with you all to give you a good idea on how to make a design for this competition. As always, the official details can be found in the Common Ground World announcements channel in the Gala Games Discord, and I have an invite link to the Gala Games Discord in the description of the video. Competition begins on June 4th, 2024, and it ends 3 days later. Meta is to sell candlesticks. Trade time is 20 seconds, 1 gasoline per trade. It's going to be a plains biome with the edges being plains on the north, mountain on the east, mountain on the south, and river on the west. Here's what the starting town looks like in the game. So you do start off with 2 milk barns, and they have the passive water that they need. And there are pastures all over the place so that the cows can immediately get feed and start crafting some milk. And you also start off with 2 rancher houses to pick up the milk and deposit it in the storehouse. You also start off with 2 tree farms over here, but they don't have any water. I'm not sure if they intended for those to be over here, but those are basically useless, so I would get rid of those. The cash boosts for this competition are milk, going from 4,000 to 11,000 for each one that you sell. So milk is a very good option to sell to get all the cash that you need for this meta. And ceramic bowls will also be cash boosted from 2,000 to 9,000 each, also a very good option to do. Candlesticks is of course boosted in stars. Candlesticks require 3 wax, 1 wool yarn, and 1 steel in order to craft. They can be crafted in the art and decor shop and stored in a warehouse. Craft time is 80 seconds. They are not negatively impacted by anything. And the reward structure for this competition is the standard Gala rewards. So during the month of May, we saw a lot of different reward structures, and now that it's June, we're going back to the standard reward structure, which is currently still top 1,200 placements receiving Gala in the competitions. I didn't have time to create a build showcase for this one or even practice for this competition, and I am going to be live streaming in just a moment, so feel free to watch and hang out, and I'll be figuring out how to do this live while the competition is going on. But I do have right here a build showcase that was created and shared by one of the members of the Dub community, so shout out to them. This is going to be a big help to anybody who needs an idea on how to start making candlesticks, and this is actually a very competitive design, good enough to get you into the top 1,200, and it doesn't require any NFTs in order to do so. Of course, this is going to be the quick candlesticks build showcase. This one is making 41 candlesticks per hour. It's been running for 6 hours, so that is a stable rate. As you can see on the screen right there, that is what is required to make candlesticks in the art and decor shop. This person is going to scroll through the production monitor right here, so you'll be able to see everything. I was told that this is overproducing wax. I can see right there it's 136 wax per hour. That is enough wax to potentially make 45 candlesticks per hour if you were to improve the steel and the wool yarn production rate, so there is room for improvement there. I was also told it's overproducing water drums, but that's to be expected. That's kind of hard to perfectly balance, but everything else should be fairly well balanced. Since it is overproducing wax, I believe that it must be overproducing lumber, which is a good thing because lumber is required for the 3 main components of candlesticks, that being the iron, which is required to make steel, the wool yarn, and of course the wax, which also requires the beekeepers to pick up lumber and take them to the beehives. So that's why you have a lot of tree farms for this one, and that's why you would need a lot of loggers to cut down all the wood and take it to the lumber mills, all of which are making lumber. So it's kind of obvious to tell what all the buildings are making here because they're just making one item basically. So all the mines are making iron, all the pottery shops are making ceramic bowls, all the beehives are making wax, all the lumber mills are making lumber, and of course the fabric plants are making wool yarn. So the nuclear power is very important because it's able to supply passive energy to the pottery shops without it casting any dirty on them. So the pottery shops will be able to craft ceramic bowls on a green craft timer, and they also have the passive water drums from the water pumps, so that is very well set up. The water facilities are right next to the tree farms since they don't cast any shade on them, so so also a good setup. And right here, the clover fields are separating the beehives from all the dirty that is being casted by these steel mills and the standard gasoline setup over here, which is a very good setup. Same thing with the oil pumps here in the trade depot. So basically you have a lot of dirty in this spot where the clover fields are, and you got no dirty on the beehives, so they are all crafting wax on a green craft timer. And just to mention, you don't need any pantry for this one. I know some people said that they thought they needed a pantry to store the wax, but no, the wax is actually stored in the warehouse. And here's what the build looks like on the visualizer. The only difference is that it doesn't have the trough on the sheep. So the intention of the trough is when the sheep eat too much feed and they basically need to spit it out. Usually they'll go to the closest road in order to spit that out. But if you have a trough on the field, then they will be able to spit it out on that storage, so another sheep can eventually take it. It may be more efficient, it may not be required, but that is what is on the build showcase. Total cost of this build is 25.5 million. Wages are 19,842 per minute. You will have no issues keeping up with the wages once you are selling candlesticks. And I will share this visualizer on my Discord server. You can find an invite link to my Discord server in the description of the video. So that's going to be everything for this quick build showcase. I don't have the details on auto trade, but I would assume that you'd want to put everything on auto trade so none of your storages get jammed. So make sure you do that. I wish you all the best of luck in this competition. If you found this helpful or informative, please leave a like, leave a comment, consider subscribing if you haven't done so. As always, I appreciate your support and thank you for watching.